Your boy NYG Prince, and I'm back at it with another New York Giants video. And today I'm going to be doing a 5-round NFL mock draft. With me doing 5 rounds, I know that some fans don't really care about what we do in the 6th and 7th rounds. I really care about what we're doing in that first round more importantly. I want to know what you guys would do if y'all was in the shoes of the Giants. What would you do if you was picking for the Giants? So comment that down below. Basically, who would you take with that 4th overall pick? And I know the fan base kind of split on Simmons or a tackle. So we'll find out what I think we should do with that pick. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you. And I had the Giants selecting with their 4th overall pick in the draft, linebacker / safety Isaiah Simmons. At this point in time, you're either a offensive tackle guy or you are a Isaiah Simmons guy. I'm an Isaiah Simmons guy. I feel like defense does win championships, and I feel like this defense from last year was horrible. And I feel like if you're going to be taking players like James Bradbury and Blake Martinez, let's add some more. Let's invest more to the defense. We haven't had a linebacker since Antonio Pierce. And Antonio Pierce wasn't even drafted by the Giants. We haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round since Carl Banks. 1983, 84? Come on, man. Let's break that streak and let's draft a bona fide stud, Isaiah Simmons. You want to have a great defense. This defense got cooked. They got toasted so many times last year. You know, it's mind-boggling. Let's invest into this defense. Let's make this defense more respectable. Let's start be able to guard tight ends like Blake Jarwin. And let's start guarding Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. Let's start doing this. Let's start just taking control on the defensive side of the ball. Anytime in the past 2 championships that the Giants have won, we have had the best defense. Our defenses were gritty. It was just nasty. That defensive line was killer. And we had linebackers in the other 2 Super Bowls with Carl Banks and Lawrence Taylor and, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Isaiah Simmons and let's make this defense great again. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this defense something that you have to game plan for. Isaiah Simmons is a linebacker. He's a player you have to game plan your offense for. We have nobody on that defense right now, and you can say that offensive tackle is a very big need, and I will agree with you. But I feel like Isaiah Simmons, man, is just going to be so hard to pass on. It's going to be so hard to pass on. And if we do take a tackle, no argument here. No argument here. But until then, I have the Giants taking linebacker Isaiah Simmons out of Clemson. And with the Giants' 2nd round pick at pick 36, I have them selected offensive tackle Josh Jones. I feel like if you can get the most out of him, he will become something pretty decent. You know, he will be a starter in his first 2 seasons based off his prospect grade at a 6.37. I feel like if you don't pick up Cesar Ruiz here, who might be gone because he might go in the late 1st round, back into the 1st round, or the really early 2nd round. You know, so I have them taking. You have to take an offensive tackle. You have to take someone on that offensive line in those first 3 rounds. If you're not going to take one of the offensive linemen in the 1st round, when you take Isaiah Simmons, but his Josh Jones's cons and a negative to his game are coachable. He needs to work on his pass sets and his footwork. But I feel like if you have an offensive line coach who can get the most out of him, like Joe Judge said, he wants teachers. If Mark Colombo can teach him how to be a better pass setter and work on his footwork, well, we can get the most out of him at this value at the 2nd round. You know, he has a rushing attack type of built. And I feel like when you have a running back like Saquon Barkley, that is a positive towards his game. If you don't really have a running back there, then there's no point of you taking him. But if you have somebody back there who can run the ball, then this is the pick for you guys if Cesar Ruiz is not there. So I have him taking Josh Jones round 2 at pick 36. And with the Giants' 99th overall pick, I have the Giants selecting Tyler Beardish, center out of Wisconsin. He's a solid, nothing crazy, but I feel like the Giants could take a solid center. I feel like on this offensive line, if you're solid, decent, and you're, not in the 1st round, because you don't want to take solid or decent in the 1st round. You want someone who's going to, become something. But in the 2nd or 3rd round, grabbing these players who aren't, at the top of the food chain, but they are something that if you coach them right, you can get the most out of them. And I feel like that's the type of draft philosophy they got going into this. So, if you don't pick up Cesar Ruiz, I feel like you still want to take your center pretty early in the draft. So I have them taking Tyler Beardish. He was blocking for Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's an absolute beast. and you would be blocking for another beast with Saquon Barkley. He's good at double teams. So if you're gonna be double teaming with a two guard like ours, we have a very good two guard with Kevin Zeller and Will Hernandez. So you're gonna be winning majority of those double teams, and with a 6.16 grade, he can become a starter. I feel like he will be fighting for the starting spot with Nick Gates, who they've been said it could be fighting for, the center spot. With also Spencer Pulley, so he needs to work on his power. And I feel like you can fix that. I feel like you can fix that. Just work him around. And I feel like with Josh Jones and Tyler Badish, if we get some good value out of those guys, this draft right now it's a W. So I have him taking Tyler Badish, center out of Wisconsin in round 3. With our 4th round pick, I have the New York Giants selecting wide receiver Isaiah Hodgins out of Oklahoma State. This guy is coming off a pretty good year last year, a breakout season, you could say. 86 receptions, 1,171 yards, and 13 touchdowns. He also did really good on first down. If it was like a 1st and 8, 1st and 10, this guy had 40 receptions, 642 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He also had 2 games where he caught over 10 receptions. So this dude can be a guy who can wreck things the whole game. He has below average speed, but I feel like if you have a wide receiver like Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard, pretty fast guys, those guys make up for his speed. I feel like Daniel Jones did really good when there's a 3 wide receiver formation. You have Isaiah Hodgins out there, Sterling Shepard, and Darius Slayton. That's pretty decent. I mean, I kind of like that. So this guy is like my favorite receiver in the later rounds, in a round 4, round 3, round 5 type of guy. This is my favorite receiver. I kind of favor him more than Antonio Gandy Golden. He faced better competition than him while Golden was at Liberty. Not knocking him off at all. Just saying, he's 6'4", 209 pounds. Dude is a big target receiver, and this is what the Giants need. The Giants' biggest receiver last year was I want to say Cody Latimer, and we lost him in free agency to the Redskins. He didn't really have any impact on the team anyway. So this guy is 6'4", 209 pounds. Darius Slayton he's 6'2", but he's 190 pounds. This guy has a little bit of weight on him, and he's tall. So inside outside target. Ball up in the air, throwing the ball up to him, 50-50 type of guy. And, kind of like Kenny Golladay. He's so good at that. I feel like if Isaiah Hodgins can reach that, that level, Kenny Golladay is his, comparison. If he reaches up to that level. I feel like Kenny Golladay is his exact right comparison. Same type of build, same type of play style, doesn't have not the fastest guy, but is very good at making 50-50 catches. And I feel like Daniel Jones would have fun with this target, because Daniel Jones is 6'5", this dude's 6'4", so you're throwing the ball up to another guy who's around the same height as you. So I have the Giants taking Isaiah Hodgins with our 4th round pick. And with my last pick in the 2020 New York Giants 5-round mock draft, I have them taking full safety Jordan Fuller out of Ohio State. Now, when you're taking a player in the 5th, and the 6th, and the 7th rounds, you don't really supposed to be having any big expectations for them. So that's why I feel like this is a pretty good pick. It's a pretty safe pick. You can't really mess up on this pick, so because you had Julian Love last year who played 4 games at full safety. 4. That's not a lot of games to say, oh yeah, this dude is our starter. This dude is going to be the guy who's going to be our starter at day 1. So I feel like you take someone who can at least fight and compete for that full safety spot. And I have Jordan Fuller being that guy, 6'2", a good 203 pounds, I want to say. He has some pluses. He also has some negatives, some big negatives. Negatives like he struggles in man coverage sometimes. He also, needs to become that guy who just goes and tackle. He goes after the tackle. Usually he's that guy who's really playing safety, being back there, making sure he doesn't limiting big plays and making sure nobody scores touchdowns. I feel like if you're going to become a pretty decent safety in this league, you have to go be more of an attacker, than more of a settler. He's more of a settler safety right now, just being back there, being protection. You can say that might be the role that he had at Ohio State. I don't know. But I feel like it's more, he needs to become that guy who just comes out and tackle. But he doesn't have to, because this is it's a 5th round pick. Not expecting nothing big. Maybe just competing with Julian Love, who's most likely going to win, because, he's someone you spent a good pick on, and he did pretty okay with his 4 starts at full safety. So I have them taking Jordan Fuller, no real big negatives, no real big impact you're going to have on your team. If he does, it's going to be in a positive way. So I have them taking safety, Jordan Fuller, with our 5th round pick. This concludes my New York Giants 2025 round mock draft. You go out there, you get your big target receiver in Isaiah Hodgins, somebody who can go out there and be another target for Daniel Jones. You get Jordan Fuller, who can probably be someone who can fight for a safety spot, maybe like a special teamers in the 5th round. You draft some offensive linemen, who could be suitable starters. Jones can start for fight for the starting spot with Cam Fleming, and you also get a startable center in Tyler Badish, and you do get the big time stud linebacker out of Clemson, Isaiah Simmons. So could you grade this? I would say this is an A. If this is how the draft goes, I'm not really sure. The 6th and 7th round picks really shouldn't affect a team's all-around draft grade. But if you ask me, this is at least a A. I actually liked this, man. So this is actually fun. So if you want to see me do one with a scenario where we do take an offensive tackle in the 1st round, make sure you like this video and subscribe and comment down below which tackle you want me to do. And I will hit you guys back up with another New York Giants video very, very soon. Everybody stay safe out there. I appreciate you for watching this video. Thank you.